It's weird, for some reason I can't open the stream on my phone, which is weird. Let me try that again. Let's see. Yeah, well, retro, it's fun, what can I say? Yeah, we're doing it again. It's just me this time, but yeah, thought of doing some level design. Continue working on this area and see how it goes for at least an hour. Music playing softly in the background, hopefully this time, is from one of my favorite games, Dune 2000, which has one of the, I think, best soundtracks to a video game ever. It's a bit of a stretch, I know, but I think it was one of the most inspiring pieces of music that I heard, especially in terms for the music for Buck, especially on the second chapter, which I can't wait to get to already. I probably won't stream things from the second chapter because I want to keep it all under wraps, at least for now. But it's, yeah, it's gonna be a pretty post-apocalyptic vibe going on. So what I'm gonna do right now is gonna add some of these drifters, or NPCs, into the scene that I'm working on. I just want to get them in one layer just to, have them all in front of me so I can better understand how to use them and give them their animations while we're at it. I animated those on, I think, our first stream, which I had audio problems and it didn't record any of my audio, so I just kept it, as it is. But, yeah, hopefully we'll have less issues this stream. We'll see how it goes. Just wish it would work on my freaking phone. Weird. Alright, so I'm gonna give them some animations. Let's see if I can open this in the browser. Very weird. Well, I guess I'll see the comments here. Hopefully I'll get enough notification. I'll get it. There we go. That should be better. There we go. Alright, so each of our NPCs has an animation schedule. Just for reference, I'm going to take a look at the animation itself, see how I want to play it. So it's mostly A and B. For our next guy, this cool looking guy, he's a bit sad. I like him. Let's see. Scratches his leg. Looks down. All right. Osher, kapara alecha, how are you? It's been a long while. Let's close Steam so it can stop bugging me. So as you see, I add a component called test animation, which enables all the data from Spriter to be imported into Unity. It's like a second phase of the import process, and it makes me, just enables the texture so I can see, you know, the actual character. There's also another option to actually test the animation and see it running, not in the game time, but it's irrelevant because these guys have really simple animations and it really doesn't matter where I place them, so I test them a bit less. So we have A, 2 times B, then it has to be C because it's continuous, then it has to be D, then it has to be E, then back to F. Alright, so let's do it this way.
Hey.
Hey, what's
Can you
up?
hear me?
Yeah? Finally we can hear you.
Yeah.
How are you doing, man?
Finally got the new mic. Doing fine. And you?
Fine, you know, the old 1 a.m. the old 1 a.m. stream. You know, we just found that, you know, we can reach more people working late at night, you know, so
It's okay.
what you gotta do.
First.
Oh, what was that? So, did you get to play the early access version yet?
I'm.
What was it?
Yeah, it's quite good. I love the combo.
For some reason, I'm hearing you really badly. Let me just quit.
I love the combo system. I like the. Wait.
That I heard. You like the combat system, the new one that we did?
Oh yeah. The combo chip in a.
Well, you're generating some cool effects, I'll tell you that much, from the audio. You can hear me fine, by the way?
For example. Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Alright. Just speak a bit louder. I think it's having a hard time picking you up for some reason. I have no idea why.
Oh, my. I do I sound?
Hmm?
Wait, just a minute.
God, I can barely understand what you're saying, my man. Sorry, I'm trying really hard for some reason. Maybe it's my internet, I don't know if I'm streaming and all, though I have a pretty fast connection, but for some reason I can barely hear what you're saying. It's a shame. We had you last night, what was it, 2 nights ago last night, for so for so short. We finally have a chance and it's not working, man. Ooh, I'm gonna mute myself for a second, I have a phone call. No, keep working. Alright, sorry about that.
Hey, it's okay.
So remind me, where are you from,
I
man?
understand. I am from Mexico. More exactly, I am from Yucatan.
Cool.
Yeah, it's quite a. Right now, it's very rainy.
Hmm.
And the streets are very. How do I say? They are flood.
Yeah, well, as you can see in my video game, you played it. I'm compensating for the lack of rain here in Israel in my video game. I'm a very, very winter person. And so yeah, anytime I visit either Scotland or the UK, I just have an absolute blast walking down the street and just feeling fine, not wanting to kill myself from heat.
Well, kill yourself for what?
From heat, I'm saying it's a really hot country where I'm from. So, like I said, I add the rain in the game to just feel a bit colder.
Oh, I see.
Is the music too loud, by the way, or is it fine?
It's fine.
Alright, cool.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
You can hear my which is awesome. Let me see what's going on in the Facebook. Oh, Film Ave. Oh, it's so much fun. My friends are here.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
all the friends I play video games with and whatnot.
Oh. So, yeah, I think what else pushed you to follow your career of becoming a game designer?
What was that about game design?
Uh, um, just was just Buck the one who pushed.
You're asking if Buck was the first
Push
game I
them.
designed?
Yeah.
Well, to this extent, absolutely. It was. I worked on smaller projects in my time in Microsoft, more on the concept phase, and we've reached actual playable demos of some concepts for UI that I was working on. But it was mostly playing around with the tools and learning it myself along the way. So, to this extent, this is absolutely my absolute first game with so many mechanics, 50,000 lines of code. It's definitely our biggest endeavor. Also for my programmer, by the way, Emil, who's been working for a long while on video games, not to this extent. So it's really nice to working on something this huge.
Actually, that's inspiring.
Yeah, I think in today's age, you basically have all the tools available, for making a video game. So not making one is a really, real shame. If you have all the tools, it becomes. I'm not saying it's easy. It is difficult, but at least it lowered the skill ceiling, and you have games that are entirely, made from assets in Unity nowadays, which is a bit of a problem on Steam. But it's, at least it's I think it's a point in the right direction to get people who are less, involved with code programming and whatnot to actually give it a shot. I myself cannot read a single line of. I mean, I can read code, I understand it, but it's not something I can write to even save my life. But you can't do everything. I mean, when people ask me about game design, I always suggest and recommend them to go and actually study programming if they can. But it's really.
It's a team. It's a team thing, you mean? It's a teamwork thing, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the, if I compare this to what I used to do in the long past, which is swimming professionally, it's something that you just do by, you practice with the teammates, but you compete by yourself, and it's something that as long as you swim and you push it forward, you'll eventually be able to get the medal. But in game development, high-tech environment in general, it's more team-oriented. which I find more challenging, and I think that's why I even prefer it in a way. Even though it's really challenging that not everything depends on you, I think that's the whole point, because I think only when you're making something that's really bigger than yourself, you're really creating something that's amazing. So it's the best to have, everyone in his discipline to what he knows how to do, and then you just roll with it.
Yeah, I see. It's quite it's quite a task to into.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty rewarding. I study game design, what works with me doing the sprites, so I can do the sprites myself, but I prefer to work on a team because it's very difficult to do all by yourself as you're doing the
Yeah, absolutely.
writing the story, writing, then animating the sprites, then trying out the box,
Yeah.
coding, not so work. Because I think it's very fun to have someone on the team. I mean, yesterday I was hearing you and Amir talk a lot about chill,
Yeah.
chilling, chill like what Amir said.
Yeah.
If debugging, it's the art of
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely
often him.
it's definitely something we enjoy doing as a team, and it's it has its ups and downs, but that's how games are made. There's no way of getting around it. It's busy people doing a lot of busy work. And that's just how it is.
Yeah, it's quite amazing.
Yeah.
Back then, it's the first time
Yeah, for a game this big, yeah, it's the first time to work on something that's this big, so it's scary, but I don't know, every industry professional I was lucky enough to meet gave me the same piece of advice, which is just go out there and make a game. It's really the best way that you can to, to get the experience you need.
I see. Yeah, it's quite. Let's just say. In my case, I think it's and actually make it. Why? Because I think I remember forum it was where I saw you right typing I am making a game about my dog. Was Unity or was it? I don't remember.
Unity, yeah, probably. I wrote about this, many other areas. But yeah, all in Unity. No assets, no nothing.
I think I saw on. I'm sorry, I don't remember where. I saw Bach.
Maybe.
Bach, I think he saw you.
Maybe on Kadikarus's videos. I think we got a lot of people from there. That would be a good bet.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say, it's nice to see and developer in the game, and in Kickstarter, met some guy. A retro game about let's say Mega Man. Then they disappeared, they don't get the funding, and you never heard of them again.
Yeah, I know. So many developers giving other developers such a hard time, and that's really I think that's what eventually killed the whole video game scene on Kickstarter, at least. I mean, we barely made it through our mark on the second time, and it's really difficult. I mean, a lot of big high profile projects arguably failed to one extent or another. There's been a lot of success stories, but there's been also some horror stories and things that have happened. You know, developers blowing the money away on strippers and things that I find absolutely hysterical and tragic at the same time. So it's just, I don't know, I can't blame anybody if, you know, for hearing about a game from Kickstarter and, you know, saying you don't want to be a part of it. It's really hard, you know. Also, Kickstarter in itself, it's not always what it's cracked up to be. You can never be really fully prepared, you can never have really guarantees, so usually games that go with an established audience have a bigger chance. Or, you know, some kind of recognizable IP. I mean, for us, we ran next to what was it, System Shock, I think, which came out literally like 7 to 10 days after we launched, and we saw the immediate dive that we had in backers. We had cancellations, we had, you know, a lot of people just saying, oh man, I really like the game, but I really want this one more, and it's on the same month, so, you know, sometimes luck is involved as well. So luckily we made it through, but it was too close for comfort.
Really? I did my some
Can you write that down just for a sec on Discord, because I barely heard what you said? I'm just hearing robot sounds, man. I can't hear anything. You sound like BB-8 from Star Wars. Alright, so I got the NPCs working in the background, which is cool. What the oh, alright, that's fine. Yeah, write it down so I can answer you properly. Well, you know, failing to garner attention is something that I think 99.9% of all independent developers have to face, in a way. We've learned this the hard way on our first Kickstarter run, and we keep learning that lesson as we go along, but it's, you know, when you have games out there who are, you know, slapped together in about 3 months making thousands of dollars, because it's a cool concept and a cool idea, or just clever marketing, or, you know, just hitting the right wave of viral media, you know, getting a lot of exposure really fast. So a lot of games do blow up randomly, and I see, you know, a lot of my game developer friends working years and years on the favorite game, on the game they always wanted to play. And yeah, sometimes the game that we wanted to play, you know, the core beauty of indie games, I think, is that they make something that's different. That's something that tries to be at least unique in a way, that, you know, something that they haven't faced or at least tried or played before. And because you hear it on big developers as well, you hear Blizzard say that all the time, you know, we're just making the games that we want to play. And while their games are a little bit more focus test, and you know, and they have the better tools to actually, you know, they're absolute professionals, so they have the means to deliver on what they want to actually make. But you know, they had projects that failed, and a lot of indies fail, and AAA games fail sometimes because, you know, I think, what was that game? Scalebound, I think, was the guy with the dragon, and he was on E3, and he was, you know, my heart goes out to him. I mean, the man was really, you know, excited
Hideki
about showing
Kamiya?
the what?
You mean Hideki Kamiya, the
Yeah.
Scalebound?
Yeah. And they canceled the game, you know, after being on E3 and receiving a lot of marketing and press, and, you know, so big projects fail as well sometimes for, you know, not garnering enough attention or enough, you know, conversions online, or, you know, just hitting that, you know, that network of the internet and trying to get exposure. So I don't know. I didn't really read into it and why you know, why they canceled it, but it's yeah, it's heartbreaking when these things happen. But it happens big or small. Even when you garner attention, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that the game is gonna, you know, is gonna even be released.
Yeah.
So I think you should tell him, and what I usually tell to my friends is to just try and focus to, you know, just make a game that's fun for you. Game that feels good with absolutely no, you know, letting up. To be absolutely clear that, you know, this feels good. This is a game that you're proud to call your own, and you know, hopefully enough gamers will feel that, because gamers, you know, they're smart. They know exactly what they want, what they don't want. We've been playing games for years. I mean, you know, an instant you pick up a game if you're gonna play it or not. So you gotta, you know, keep that standard in mind and try to live up to it, because this is the reality that we have to face, you know, as the developers. The easier the tool gets, the more, you know, competition we have to face. So
Yeah.
might as well just try and make something that's different and, you know, unique. Even if it doesn't garner much attention at the beginning, you can never know where these things might eventually end up. So it's always worth a shot, at least in my book.
Yeah, it's better to try and fail than not try anything at all. That's what I always tell him.
Absolutely. And I mean, I know there's so many successful people talk on the internet saying, you know, just failing is the best thing that can happen, and, you know, you shouldn't take it personally. These things happen, and you learn from it and move forward. And a lot of studios didn't return the money on the investment on the first game. So, you know, it's the reality of game development sometimes.
Yeah, and like it's better than nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. No question about it. See if I can get this guy up.
You know, now that you're talking, bring a game.
I think you should write that down too, man. I can barely understand what you're saying. Write it down, man. Write it down. I can't hear you.
Try now.
Super Rifle Squad. Have you heard about it? Nope. I've not. Super Rifle Squad. That sounds familiar for some reason, but no.
Well, I hope just is
You're gonna have to keep writing, my friend. I can't hear you what you're saying.
the need another needle.
Oh, to buy a house? Seriously? My god. I just heard of a story like somebody just, I don't know, was it a Kickstarter for a game or a tech? I can't remember right now, but it was, I think he basically said, he said like, yeah, well, I had to get, you know, a house, and yeah, bye. So, yeah, that was kind of sad. These things still happen. Oh my god, I shouldn't have connected the bone to the... Oh boy, I'm getting a lot of silly animations with this guy. Ugh, why did I do that? That was a misclick. Ugh, I need to rebind that. Alright. Not the eyes. Ugh, that's terrible. There we go. The head, please, and the eyes. This isn't working. Alright, I'm gonna need to remake that. That's what happens. I closed them last night and I forgot to properly connect his bones, so I have to remake those. Make sure everything is connected. Yeah, it'll take me, what, a few minutes? It happens so often, I can't even explain to you how often that happens.
The problem I found that problem. No. Yeah.
Sec, let me get this right.
Oh.
Still having a hard time hearing you, my friend. Very sporadic, don't know why. Come on, he's fighting me today, this one. There we go. Alright, the head to work. Just the white of his eyes. Have that move as well. Yep. Turned out to be a way more complicated skeleton that I should have done, that I should have even bothered with, but it's alright. Should get him working. He's talking a bit. So yeah. I think his upper lip isn't meant to move that much anyway. Or maybe move his nose for some, you know, if he's smelling something, but should be fine. been streaming for how long now? Didn't even notice. Alright, I'm just gonna do his chewing animation, then I'm gonna crash and sleep.
Yeah.
So do you do like animation work as well?
Uh,
Sometimes you do. Yeah, well, jump between a lot of things, you know. This is how it is.
Actually, some animation I made long time ago.
Oh, cool. So you do like GIF, pixel art stuff?
Yeah, not pixel art. Mostly I love like
Hmm. Yeah, I've seen some beautiful pixel art. I think you see the trailer for The Last Night. Perhaps one of the best looking
huh?
indie games I've seen in a long while. The Last Night. Have you seen that one?
And no.
Go look for it now. I'm giving them a free commercial here, but I don't care. It looks like a fantastic, fantastic indie game. If you like pixel art, you like that.
Yeah. Cool.
Mhm.
Holy smokes.
Mhm.
It's quite it's awesome.
Yeah, it's very unique. I really like the direction. Combination of 3D and pixel art is something I haven't seen yet. At least not like that. Not stylized like that as well.
Yeah, you're right. Hmm. think that whoever made this,
What's the guy with the
He's-
drama on Twitter?
do you know who that?
I heard of the guy. I have no idea. I don't involve myself with all of that jazz. I just don't. I don't, man. I do not care about any of this. I just want to make games.
For a moment, I thought they were using models at the start. But yeah.
What was that? I was using what? Was it?
For a moment, I thought they were using models. So that I noticed
Model? You mean models?
pixel art. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, they use any models. It's all from the, direct art. Export everything out of Flash. And just keep it as is.
Yeah.
Should have sparks for the lighter. I just don't remember where I put them, so I'll find them later on. Oh, I like this character. He has a nice vibe going on. So what's your favorite video game soundtrack if you had to pick one? It's a hard question, I know.
Oh. Maybe Street Strange.
Which one? Write it down there. Alright, understandable. Love that game. Haven't played the remake yet, the remaster. I should probably do it sometime. When I have a bloody time. Will do. I'll do some more chewing for him tomorrow. Hopefully we'll stream on Friday. That's what I'm hoping. Should be around this time. But yeah, we imported some NPCs. Good progress today.
Yeah. Like, why do I?
I don't know, man, but it's hysterical what your mic does. It makes you sound like Gladys. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know, something to do with your either Discord setting or just network speed can cause things like that.
Maybe.
Just recolor everything so I get the whole scene at least totally correct. That looks about right. Let's see how this looks. just for the background. I'll probably play a lot with this level. Upcoming streams, so much things to change and do here, but at least it gives us a nice anchor point to stop when I can just color everything the right way. I need to change the sky template as well. Every level I start has like default assets that I just place there, you know, so I don't have to relocate everything every time that I start a new level. I can just play around with existing settings and move it from there.
Oh,
So
that's
I just
cool.
yeah, I just keep a few assets, you know, laying in the background, like just the sky or some mountains in the distance, so I can get, you know, takes a long while to get all the layers to work with the parallax scrolling to actually feel like it's working, and each level is a bit different depending on the camera size and the scene size. Like here the background isn't supposed to feel like mountains, it's supposed to feel like dunes that are relatively close. It's supposed to be like in a small valley. So I had to remove some of the background layers and adjust the speed, but the layers themselves are at least located in the right way. The only thing that's not colored in the scene right now is Buck, which I'll let you in the end because it interferes with my level design tools a bit, the layering of the colliders. But yeah, we got the trader in place. We got Jojo here, so we got 2 Kickstarter backer pets in this scene. We're gonna have a third one, which I'm gonna save the stream for because it's a really funny character, and also a Kickstarter backer pet. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That seems very good. Very, was awesome.
Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty quick the way that I, you know, import them directly from Sprite to Unity. So basically creating these assets or levels happens relatively quickly. It's more of the balance and the combat, the mechanics, you know, to get it all to work and feel right. That's really where the tough things are. Not many people use my awesome combos yet, so I'm waiting for people to discover them. I didn't write them all down. And my favorite new addition is definitely the dual-sided pistols. Just love that. Alright man, so thank you for joining me.
Loud here.
Yeah, I was loud.
Yeah, man. Helps young
Keep joining us, share the video and stream, and we'll be back soon, hopefully. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it does. It's pretty awesome, actually.
And I had one space. Space.
Perfect. I'm in space. Alright, man. So take care, and I'll see you next time. Good night.